if you were to be sponsored by any watch brand, which watch brand would you want to be sponsored by?
We did talk about this. I answered, and I said, that's all right, though. Okay. You can move it a little bit if you need to.
Can I? Where do I
A little
move it?
bit.
Nope. Just can boom right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a work
is a
in
work in
progress, ladies and
progress.
gentlemen. You are watching us live.
Welcome back.
Trying to figure out these new stands, huh?
Yeah, we are back, dude. Epi 16, Normalize Talking About Watches. Nikki C over there. Myself, Joe. Dun, dun, dun.
We had some suggestions come in.
Just all kinds of suggestions. This is going to be a running joke. Who can come up with the worst nickname for me, and maybe that will be the one that sticks.
I think that's the plan. Is we just, instead of giving you one, let's just constantly give the audience homework.
Chris's nickname was pretty good.
Give
in
us
his eyes.
Take the next 2 minutes.
The next 2 minutes.
I put the timer
No.
behind the screen.
Where is it? It's hiding.
I just got to grid it. Go ahead. You tell the audience the story.
Well, so we went to a concert with a friend of ours, a new friend of ours, a watch friend of ours, which is freaking awesome. And he has decided that he's come up with the best nickname for me, and that is a reference to Hank Williams Jr., who I actually do appreciate the reference, which I guess he used to call his son Bocephus.
I think that's the story.
And
I heard
then,
bits and pieces.
Ironically, my dog that I got from a rescue kennel, the name...
The dumpster.
No, it wasn't in a dumpster.
He was in a dumpster at one point.
He was at one point. Okay. Washington County Animal Shelter, shout out. It's in East Tennessee.
The dumpster was right around the corner from there.
He was in there, and they named him Bocephus, my dog, who I then named Bosco. And Chris, ironically, said, hey, I've come up with the perfect nickname for you. It's Josephus. Which, for me...
is funny that it has that backstory.
There is an ironic, backstory. It works. Yeah. Josephus is the nickname. Oh, that's not going to sound good.
No,
that's just
it's
going to
not.
sound like an
Maybe
atomic bomb going off.
Start over.
Good gravy. Hey, welcome back too.
Not that far. I don't like these stands.
Unreal.
Okay, so yes. Put
Josephus is not going to stay, but I do like it for now.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It is funny because basically every week we get a new suggestion.
Yep.
And I think that just now every week you're going to have a new nickname.
I
So
like
next
that.
week-
And also this week I have a hint of a mustache again. Which
If we can bring
I'm
that
trying
back,
to
that'd be
shave
huge.
into.
People seem to enjoy.
I've got 2 weeks until I travel again for work, so
And you have to cut it off.
I'm probably going to cut it off at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
let's see
it
what
doesn't. It's not the
clock
best
starts
looking
now.
mustache. You know, it's more of like a. You guys know.
We won't say it.
Yeah, we won't say it, but it is. It doesn't look very good.
It gives
on me.
off
It's
something.
yeah. It gives off something.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is Epi 16, which I think we mentioned last time. It's still kind of crazy that we're doing this, and
It is crazy.
thank you for everybody that watches. I appreciate y'all sharing it. I don't know how many people actually share it, so if you would share it, that would be awesome. Because that helps us grow and get more subscribers. You know, we've got a giveaway going on. We're trying to.
We need to be
gain some
better. I need to post
subscribers
about that on
relative to
Instagram.
that.
That's my bad.
We should post about that, but we got to post we need to post a clip from last week's episode, and then we'll post
which we
the
could
little
do
watch book, and we could post we could post like a pretty cool picture with the watch book, maybe like a couple of our watches on top of it, which would be sick.
Which I think we have.
Which we have pictures like that.
Okay.
That might be a cool post to make, but
We're getting some messages.
regardless, we're getting some messages. We're hearing some cool stories. The whole giveaway is based around hearing some stories about rookie mistake.
That is a rookie mistake. That's my move.
Yeah, I know.
Turn your sound off.
I did. And I'm going to put on a do not disturb because I can't think whenever things start vibrating. So I'm interested in hearing.
Go. Go back to what we were talking about. Freaking A, my mind is not working.
I am interested to hear your stories about your watches. So it's a story, your favorite story about a watch, your favorite watch story. Doesn't have to be yours. Send it to us, DM it to us, comment it to us, send it to us in YouTube comments, text it to us, call us and tell us. I don't care. I just want to hear your
Knock
story.
on Joe's door of his home
Yeah.
and tell him the story.
Yep. 123 Line Street.
Yeah. That's probably somebody's house.
Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. No, but on that topic, I ran into a couple friends this weekend, and shout out Dalton and Alexis. And Alexis, the girlfriend, interestingly, or wife, I think actually now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, which I don't even know if they got married recently or forever ago, or if they're engaged. I'm not positive. She does wear a ring though.
Does he wear a ring?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Dalton. She said, I have an idea for your podcast, which one, hyped me up because she knew about it, which is cool. 2, Dalton's a watch guy, so I think that's probably why. But 3, she said she likes to hear the stories behind the watches. She's like, you guys should tell the stories behind the watches. And I was like, you didn't see the last episode.
Yeah.
But I did, it hyped me up because basically her mind as a viewer / just friend of ours, and our mind as the hosts of this, were basically aligned. You know, she realized after X amount of time, or her interest in watches, that hearing the stories, you know, we're 16 weeks in, let's call it, and people are already figuring out that the cost has nothing to do with it, the price has nothing to do with it, the material of the watch has nothing to do with it, the story is like the most important part. And that's what resonates with her and him, which is cool. So we're going to ride that wave.
Yeah.
And that's the plan with the guests, obviously.
Yeah,
Once we
that's
get the ball
gonna be-
rolling on guests, we'll have... It'll just be about stories of their watches.
Yeah.
Forever. That'll be the goal. We'll do this until forever.
Yeah. I
Which will be sick.
on that note, I mean, so I've never seen one in person before. And you might know where I'm going with this, but so we ironically saw 2 platinum day dates in the wild in the span of about 5 days in a week. And that's pretty rare here
Friday?
in Charleston. Yeah, we saw one Friday night. We were at the dive bar of all dive bars.
Yeah, literally.
So we were at like a dive bar and we saw a platinum day date.
Very
got to talk
cool
to the guy.
watch.
Turns out he's my neighbor, which is going to bring up another conversation.
We could do a whole
Here in a
podcast.
sec. We could do a whole
what a
podcast on
neighbor
that.
is.
I think we'll bring it up right now. So then last night we were at a lacrosse game. We saw Dad wearing another platinum day date. It was just a side comment.
Yeah.
But very curious audience. What would you consider your neighbor? The way
this
I
is gonna
grew
be
up,
awesome.
I had lots of neighbors. Anyone inside of my neighborhood or relatively close to my neighborhood is my neighbor. I met a guy that was wearing platinum day date. We got to talking and he goes, "Oh, I live behind this restaurant on a certain street, and that street and that area is a less than 10-minute walk from my house." That's not an exaggeration. That's accurate.
That is accurate.
Less than 10-minute
with
walk
everything
from my
you've
house.
said so
okay,
far.
and it is. He's like 2 or 3 streets over on a parallel basis, and like 2 or so down.
All
Literally,
this talking is why I disagree. And
this is all accurate. Okay,
It's all accurate.
And
You're still explaining where this guy lives.
I went to talk to Nick, and he was like, he's like, "Oh, what did he say?" I was like, "Dude, you won't believe this. He's my neighbor." And he's like, "No way," because I live on a small street. He's like, "On the left or the right?" And I was like, "Oh, he lives, behind this restaurant." And he goes, "That's not your neighbor." And I'm like,
I'll explain why there's beef there, because if you ask me who my neighbor is, or if someone goes, "Where does your neighbor live?" my explanation goes like this: right next door, right across the street, right in my backyard. Yours is like, so 2 blocks over on the right, there's a restaurant, and if you go in the alleyway of that restaurant, and then you open up a hatch door on the ground, and there's a tunnel. And then if you go through that tunnel for 3 minutes, you end up at my neighbor's house. And that doesn't make sense to me.
every Sunday, Nick and I, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, have been going to a restaurant here in Charleston.
Which we're going to this Sunday.
Yep.
Are you in town?
No, we're not. We have a golf event. I'd love for you to come to.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
The random golf club.
I just got a text from Troy, actually.
Yeah, I'd love for you to come to that.
Yeah. I might go to that. That'd actually be
We've been going to a wine bar here in Charleston called Graft. Shout out Graft. And it's awesome. And every Sunday they have a Good Neighbor Sunday. And people from Wagner, from surrounding neighborhoods, all go to that wine bar and have glasses of wine for Good Neighbor Sunday. I consider all of us neighbors.
Okay, so and here's where we can agree a little bit. I do think there's value in that setting. Like, referring to the neighborhood, I get that everyone's like, we're kind of neighbors, neighborhood. If you break
Neighbor.
that all
Yes,
down,
we're
I get
all
that.
neighbors.
Like if there's so, and we talked about this, which I think raised an interesting point that contradicts what I agree or what I believe to be a neighbor. If there's a single entrance, God, this has nothing to do with watches, but I love it. If there's a single entrance to your neighborhood, and what I mean by that, I'll give you a single entrance and a single exit.
Okay.
So I'm driving down the road. There's
Yep.
a stone wall
Yep.
that says Hickory
Right.
Heights.
Right.
You turn in, there's a bunch of streets, and it says no outlet, those classic
Yep.
signs. And
Yep.
then you got to leave out that same thing. I think that people in there, I'm okay if you go, that's my neighbor, but he lives on the other side of the neighborhood. But I grew up in a townhouse and in a city. And in the city, if you considered everyone your neighbor that was in that vicinity, every single person is your neighbor, basically. I was a 10-minute walk from everybody.
City life's different.
Yeah, and that's why I think
know,
it's a
different.
nature versus
Like
nurture thing.
if you're in New York City and you live in the West Village, is everybody in the West Village your neighbor?
No shot. Exactly. Like I would
no?
consider in New York, I would say that you could only say my next door neighbor, my upstairs neighbor, my downstairs neighbor. Like that would be your definition because you have a
I
building.
use the term next door neighbor. If you live next to me, you are my next door neighbor.
We just raised a huge.
We are so off topic from watches, but
Let's
define. Tell us your definition.
I was gonna say let's
Please.
do a call to action and let's get some ideas because we've gauged our like small little circle.
We've been talking about this for it's literally been a week.
Yeah, our small little circle has kind of kept us still a little bit torn. Like there's people that agree with me a little bit, there's people that agree with Joe a little bit, and there's people that have a completely different idea of what a neighbor is. So, little ridiculous conversation, but it honestly is funny. It's like
It holds merit.
Yeah, it's like, are there more doors or tires in the world or something? Remember
Definitely tires.
It was like, no. We have a problem. We have a problem.
I'm just thinking of all these junkyards with
yeah, but think about a skyscraper.
We should make watches out of doors and tires that are in recycled areas.
Oris.
You
guys do that.
Oris, you should do that.
Yeah.
They probably do that.
They probably do.
We probably sound dumb. They probably do that.
You said dude.
We don't really have anything to talk about this on the wrist necessarily. But
I kind of do.
You do because you've changed this up. I got a repeat customer.
Yeah.
A very repeat customer, and I
we
wear
love
this
her.
thing all the freaking time.
It's a great watch.
The 116710 LN.
Ooh, the new microphone
all
situation
black.
is-
It's. I feel crowded.
It's a little crowded.
It's scary.
A little quick side note before you continue talking about that. We got some new mic stands so we don't have to hold them anymore because there was a little bit of audio issues.
Trying to figure it out.
And these were delivered this morning. It's 8:54 in the morning. These were delivered this morning, assembled this morning, placed where they are this morning, and we are recording now for 15 minutes. So this has all happened pretty quickly.
It's happening quickly.
So if it's not great,
Yeah.
and it's in our way, it's in my way. It's certainly in your way.
It's definitely in my way.
It's basically touching your face.
It's touching my face. I see it out of my peripheral, and it kind of continues to scare me a little bit. I'm like, oh.
I think we'll get either really used to it, or we're gonna soundproof this room a lot better, which I thought about. We could chat about this really quickly, but I do want to soundproof the room a lot better because, like, based on my research of this, if we soundproof the room a lot better, these microphones can be a little bit away. The room's not soundproofed that well, so they have to be right in our face for it to be dialed in.
Right. Like
But-
Noah's podcast.
Noah's podcast is on the table,
That's wild.
but I don't know what their setup is. Which shout out Noah Williams.
Noah, tell us your setup.
Yeah, and we're not really friends with him in person, but we're friends with him on social media, which is obviously the cool thing about social media.
It is.
And he also has a podcast, which we can link below. I don't know the name of it specifically right now. Windsor. It's with another watch dealer, an AD in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they do a podcast, which is cool. So
Yeah.
it'd be cool
Obviously,
to
you
collaborate
should
with those
still
guys.
Buy all your watches from Dimitri Jewelers.
Yeah, sorry Windsor, but you're not local to us.
But if you're not going to buy a watch from MP,
Yeah.
hit up Noah and the gang.
Yeah. But yeah, long story short, if we soundproof this room a little bit better, we can back these mics up and then we can have a clean setup.
Back
Go
the
ahead,
mic
11,
up.
67, 10.
Back
whatever.
that mic up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. No.
No, I just love this watch, man.
It's
the black GMT. I wear it more times than not. I think.
It's probably one of my favorite watches that you have.
Yeah.
It might be my favorite watch that you
I
have.
love it, and I mean, you've heard the story on it, but
Yeah.
that's it's good vibes.
If this is your first time watching, that is a discontinued watch.
It's a discontinued model.
Tell them about the subtle. Well, if you know it, the subtle difference that I like about that versus a sub.
Well, what do you like?
The
subtle
polished center links.
Oh, right. So
just adds a little.
yeah.
touch.
So you have. That just sparked something else in my head. So it does have a precious metal. It's got white gold in the center links.
What?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why it's polished.
No.
Yeah, they polish the precious metals.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm not positive. Now I'm nervous.
I thought it was just polished stainless steel.
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's polished precious metals. They polish the rose gold. They polish the white gold. They polish. Can you guys
hear that?
I don't know if they can hear that.
I don't know.
It's a fire truck.
A loud fire truck.
He was,
Yeah. Somebody
so they polish precious metals. I'm now you've made me doubt. I'm 99.5.
I don't know.
99.5% sure. The reason that the center links are polished is not because it is just a GMT, but it is because that the center links are actually a precious metal. And I do know.
Wouldn't that make it expensive as shit?
Well, it makes it more expensive than a sub.
True. So yeah, maybe you're right. And I mean the root beer is
more
16,000, but it's gold or it's rose gold. So maybe there's
which is also a precious metal.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what's
there
the
a price
gap?
difference in rose gold and white gold?
See, that's not a question that I know the answer to.
Yeah, and I mean I know they make their own rose gold. I think it is. There is a price difference. I think their rose gold is a little bit more expensive.
They do make their own, so
Yeah,
maybe
so
you're
it's
right.
the manufacturing process. But something that I found out that is a fact, which we went to dinner with.
This is a
We
fact.
went to dinner. This one is a fact. Please fact check us. If we sound like idiots, just tell us so we can get better.
Yes,
right?
we ran into someone.
Don't just be like, these guys are idiots.
We ran into somebody that said, yeah, there's so many times on the episodes that you say stuff that's just not right. And I'm like, yeah, tell us then, dude.
Please
You
tell
can't
us.
just keep that on
We're
the
trying
wraps.
to freaking learn, man.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
But every single Rolex model, every single one in the modern day does actually have precious metals in it.
Tell them where it
Every
is, Joe.
single one has on the indices, and now these are modern day.
You can't say that word anymore.
What, indices?
That ain't right.
Why?
Because Matt is going to roast you. Matt, shout out to you.
Why?
Because that's not how you say it.
How do you say it?
Indices.
I'm going to call it indices until he tells me I'm wrong.
That's a type of marijuana.
That's indica.
Right. But that's basically what you're saying.
Marijuana.
Right.
Cannabis.
But you keep calling it that because it's funny.
Indicacy.
Assistant. Add that to our trademarks.
There's no one over there.
The closest thing we have to an assistant over there is probably that coffee maker.
Indicacies. Deducitize. Figure outable.
Indicacies.
Indicacies.
We're creating a good little
We
list
have a good vocabulary here.
Yeah, we should just get merch with
all of the
these
indicacies
words.
have a they are outlined, I guess that's the right word, in white gold.
Yeah, and it's really
on every
subtle.
single model or gold. You know, every single Rolex model has a precious metal inside of it. So
Which
that's
is
a
cool.
fun fact.
Yeah, it's a cool little fact.
Your watch, though, because we need to gravitate there because that's actually relatively neat and new.
Not gonna be able to see it that well.
I'm not gonna be able to see it. Deployment clasp too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you touch and feel it because it's cool. Tudor Black Bay Chrono. We've seen this watch on the channel before, but I didn't love the bracelet.
Nor did I.
It was fat.
It
Big
was,
time fat.
It's kind of an offensive word.
Well, it was a little thick. And it
She ain't
was
fat, bro.
it was heavy, and I like, it's short sleeve season.
Yep.
And wearing a big bulky bracelet watch with short sleeves, to me it looks just really weird. Like, I don't have big wrists either, so it looks weird. This is from Tudor. That's what that watch can come on from factory.
This is sweet.
And the guys at Dimitri were nice enough to gift me that, which was cool. I just got a random text one day and it was like, hey, we have an extra one laying around. It has a deployment clasp, it's leather, and it's much more tapered, and it's just cool. And it's my only watch I have now on leather, which is cool.
Sick. Yeah, it looks great.
And it's like now it creates like a whole different like I don't have a watch that
does.
checks that box.
It does create a whole different vibe.
Which is cool. And now I actually wear it.
How do I get this off? Oh, figured it out.
Yeah. Now I actually wear it a lot more than I used to because I only used to wear it with long sleeves and like hoodies because I didn't like the way the big bracelet looked, which is a weird take. If anyone out there agrees with me, let me know. But I don't like big watches need to be worn with long sleeves.
I like it.
Because it like kind of hides how
I wore a big watch last night.
you did wear a big watch last
The
night.
Mont Blanc.
And you did have long sleeves on.
Wait. Blanc Pont.
Blanc pen. Mont
Why
Blanc's
do
a
I
pen.
continue to call it the Mont Blanc?
Because that's a pen. A high-end luxury pen.
I just have,
which you have.
I
one.
have fun saying Mont Blanc.
Don't you have one of those?
And Blanc Pont. I do.
You have one of those pens.
I do have one of those pens.
You know what we should do? We should take a break so that we can not have to stop in the next 9 minutes so that you could start your story because this is going to be the meat and potatoes of the podcast. And we'll just tell that whole story. So you don't have to rush.
This is not the meat and potatoes of the podcast.
No, you have an idea though, don't you? Oh, that's you. This is not it?
No.
All right, talk about that.
Yeah, I just was going to make a side comment. I had no idea that Rolexes came in this box.
The coffin.
The coffin.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found that out.
Maybe don't show that. I don't know. Is that important? That looks important.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a coffin. That's what they call it. It opens up like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you can see this, I don't know if it's in focus. And then the Rolex is like that. I have only seen them when they're in like the little envelope.
Whole nother episode we could talk about that. That's a Southern thing.
I don't know which one is right. What? Look at you, see, rookie.
Well, that's Troy, so that's his fault.
No, that's you need to mute that group. I can't believe you haven't muted it.
I thought I did mute it.
Unreal. You got a new phone. It unmuted.
Okay. I was gonna say I definitely muted this because
Yeah. I was like, that's
90%.
crazy.
What are hide alerts? Yeah.
So the Rolexes, when they come in, when they are shipped, careful with that barcode. I'm not sure if that's important or not, but I have no clue.
I just want to open it to show like
so it comes in a
this is
coffin. This is
funny-
how it's shipped. They ship it separate from the boxes, which is just a fun fact. So they don't get shipped in the green Rolex box. They get shipped in this coffin.
Yeah.
And then the Rolex box is shipped separately.
And then your AD will basically like pull everything out. Actually, when the Rolexes that I've gotten,
I do not own any coffin.
I was gonna say
this is not mine.
They don't give you that. Like the Rolexes I've gotten, they bring it out to you, and
This is not mine.
Yeah, they kind of show it to you. I don't know that I've seen that.
I've never seen it come in. I was shocked whenever he pulled it out. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is what Rolexes are shipped in." I was like,
I knew they came
I
in
didn't
something
know
like that, but I don't know that I've ever like touched a phone.
I-
So it's
when
cool that we have
when
one.
I got my the only time I've actually seen one like that I was waiting on was the Batgirl.
Yeah.
And Andrew's like, "Oh, look at that! What's that on the counter?" And I was like, "Holy shit! What? Is that mine?"
That's a great story. Tune
but
into
then I
whatever
looked
episode
down.
that was.
Yeah,
Where it talks about that.
and but it was in like an envelope or an envelope.
You know what it was in?
What was it in?
Now I'm like having a total brain.
Is your brain working?
My brain's working.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It was in something like this tall. Remember, and it's cardboard.
It was a cardboard box.
And you open the flap at the top, and then it
Yes.
slides out, and it's styrofoam like this.
Yes.
But it's in cardboard.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought Rolexes came in.
You're right.
And then we
They
were
don't
talking
come-
about the coffin, and you're like, "Yeah, dude, they all come in coffins." And I was like, "I had no clue."
But I was there when that Daytona just got delivered, and I'm
And
pretty
it
sure.
came in a coffin.
I think it came in something closer to this.
Yeah.
Now my brain is.
Now your brain's not working.
Now my brain's not working. Well, either way, fun fact. It's interesting to think.
a
I mean,
fun
I don't
fact.
know that I ever thought about it
Yeah.
until I found out about this. But you'd think that like you'd get a package,
Yeah.
open it up. It's a beautiful green Rolex box wrapped in maybe something to
Right.
protect that.
Yeah.
And then you open that box and your watch is just in there. But now I get it. Like you wouldn't really want the watch just kind of like free in the Rolex box. Not
Right.
that it's going to jump around, but I don't know. It's definitely safer in that for sure. Although, the fact that there's a Rolex in Dimitri right now. Well, I don't know about right now, but that's $110,000.
Holy.
Did you see it?
No.
The date
No.
with the diamonds everywhere?
No.
You saw the picture.
No one called me.
Well, that's because we don't got 110.
I don't even have $110,000.
Yeah, we don't get the phone calls when the watch is above
10.
So, the fact that this is just plastic, yeah, I'm sure this is durable, but like totally, if I dropped this, it would probably crack, right? This, If I dropped like on the street,
You're right. Yeah.
and this is how a $110,000 watch can come. And that watch, by the way, was a rose gold 36 millimeter day date, diamonds on the. I tried it on, and shout out Logan. Logan was like, "Dude, that actually looks good on you." And I was like, "Shut your mouth right now. Shut your mouth."
The microphone's touching my face.
It's touching your
feel
face.
weird. I'm trying not to react.
We can fix that to get you out where I am next time.
okay.
But
That's
like
all right.
once we get the weights on there, we could pull that out so it's way out here and it's in front.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was diamonds on the center links of the presidential bracelet, which is sick.
Yeah.
Diamonds on the bezel, and then not diamonds on the dial. But they have one more configuration where they put diamonds on the dial, and that's even more expensive.
Like $140 probably.
Something like that. So that one was 104,000, I want to say, or somewhere give or take
That's
a couple
crazy, man.
G's. And I think after tax we did some math. I don't know. It's you're walking out of there with like a entry level 911.
Shit.
but on your wrist.
or a
Or
very nice
SQ8.
down payment on a house.
Yeah, a lot of things.
You know,
you would.
it could be an entire investment portfolio for most people.
It could be more than some people make in a year.
Way more.
Yeah, so
way
it's
more than the average person makes in a year.
yeah. That's a wild thing to see.
A house on a wrist.
Yes.
It's quite literally a house on a wrist.
I have not seen. I don't know that I've ever put one on of that value. I did put on that. I put on a FP Journe at that watch dinner.
And that was
That was like-
$100,000 watch.
It was way more, 180,
Wow.
I think.
That's going to lead us into a couple conversation
Do
topics.
you is your topic that you have we haven't talked about?
Yeah, we haven't talked about.
Okay,
I was just going to surprise it on you. There's two things. I put
like that.
myself down on a wait list for 2 watches.
And I actually genuinely don't know about this. He said it this morning. I asked him what watch, and he said he was not going to tell me.
2 watches.
Until
There's 2.
let's take a break.
Okay.
I need to take a break personally after hearing that, but I
I
think
want
the
to.
viewers need to take a break. That another viewer has told us we don't really need to say this because it's not really a break.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Remember,
so
Jamie was
we're
on-
not taking a break. We're
But how else do we stop?
Well, we just stop, right? And then because there's no break in the coverage. So like we're going to say we're going to take a break and then it's like, "All right, we're back." And it's like, "What the just happened?"
So you can move that out a little bit. Play with it right now.
I don't-
just push it out.
It's a bit I enjoy it.
But I'm saying push it out like 2 inches so it's not touching your cheek.
I've become
bro.
attached to it in a way.
If you just push it forward, there you go, right there.
Look at you. Look at you. Bam.
Like
Way better.
yeah, like
way
this?
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way better.
All
All
right,
right.
maybe we fix the mics.
Yeah.
Or maybe
we
it
are,
sounds terrible.
we are back from our very long break that we just took.
All right, so
Okay, I have a couple
you
things.
start. I'm gonna let you just drive the ship.
All right.
All right.
Well, the first topic is actually a conversation, like a true like meat and potatoes kind
I
of
do like
topic,
conversations.
right? And because we talked about it and we were like, oh, that would actually be a great podcast question.
Okay.
And if we have when we have a guest on, maybe we can revisit this because I think this is an ongoing thing and probably is going to change. But if you were to be sponsored by any watch brand, which watch brand would you want to be sponsored by?
We did talk about this. I answered, and I said Rolex.
Yes. Why?
The diversity of their offerings to me is basically okay. So I'll backtrack. When you ask me sponsorship, what I'm assuming,
You can only wear this brand for the rest of your life,
yes, okay. So
but you get access to every single one of their models.
okay, that's exactly my definition, right? Okay, so that thought told me that Rolex is extremely diverse in how many different watches they have for every different occasion. And there's also a lot of different color combos within those watches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not to say like, AP and Patek don't have a lot of options, but they don't have as many options. And they have better watches, technically, by definition of what? Why are they-
Watchmaking,
Watchmaking, what else?
History.
History, things. There are better watches out
luxury,
there.
right?
Is basically my point. But I think Rolex, like, I'm just thinking of my collection, which this would be a fun little episode to do. But like, let's just paint a hypothetical photo or a picture because this is fun. That if they call me today and they say, "Hey, we're going to sponsor you," you get to pick 10 watches and we'll have them there in 2 weeks. That could be a fun conversation. We won't have to do that now, but like, I think I could easily do that with Rolex, and I'd be like, "This is an awesome collection. I have every watch for every occasion," and I don't think I could do that with AP or Patek or like Vacheron or Omega. I just don't think I could do it. I don't like enough of their watches, is my point, basically.
Right.
I think they have 10 watches for sure.
Yeah.
I only like 2 or 3 of each of those. So my choice is Rolex. And I think it's just like, that's the most like ballin'.
It's not the most ballin'.
But if you dissect the word ballin' and think about like
B-A.
Rolex like sponsors the F1. They sponsor golf. You know, they're just out there in the
They're
world.
everywhere.
AP is like low-key stealth wealth.
They have the best marketing. They are the highest quality for the fact that
it's okay.
For the fact that Rolex
Don't do that again.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. That might have sounded like an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
For the fact that Rolex makes what, 1 million watches a year?
Roughly. No
Roughly
one knows,
$1 million
I guess,
a
but I
year.
think that's
1 million watches a year.
I hope they make
and
more
like
than $1 million.
every single watch is of the quality that you could take it, you know, certain models. You could take it to the top of Mount Everest. You could take it fishing. You could wear it
on a submarine,
on
down
a submarine,
deep
into the ocean. And these watches will still be ticking and running perfectly, you know, and you need to get them serviced maybe once every like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, right? Like they are the best luxury mass manufactured watchmaker in the world. They're also some of the best, if not the best at marketing, etc.
Yeah. They've got a good business going.
Yeah.
Although it is like a charitable trust.
It is a non-profit in a way.
I think it's not a non-profit. It's just a charitable trust.
Okay.
So I think it means that they don't like accept the profit,
Right.
which is interesting. We could do another episode on that.
We could dive into that.
Most people do not
We should
know
get
that.
someone to help us out there.
We don't. We can't.
The first time I learned that Rolex was a nonprofit was a random little skit from Patrick Bet-David.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a guy who sold an insurance company.
Oh.
Good entrepreneur.
Nice.
But I follow him. Obviously, I like insurance.
Shout out insurance.
So mine would be a little bit maybe a surprising pick. I really would like to pick Shire LeCoultre. I would love to say JLC.
How many reversos can one guy have?
Well,
100.
but the duo, they've got this incredible tourbillon watch. This called the Duomitre blank. It kind of looks like a smiley face to me.
That's the one you posted this morning?
No,
What was that?
that's our second topic.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we're getting there. Okay, go ahead.
I love them, but I don't think they have enough sports models for me, and I do love wearing sports watches. So I actually would go with AP. And the main reason that I would love to go with AP for getting sponsored by a watch brand and having one of the main reasons, first off, they are in the holy trinity of watchmaking. They are the highest quality of watchmaking that there is.
Facts.
Number, that's first and foremost, right? Number two, I have a weird thing for skeleton models. And there is no skeleton models in the Rolex lineup, no matter where you go.
Yet.
I don't know if that's
No.
Artisans de
I'm just gonna
Genève.
stir the pot.
Yeah, Artisans de Genève. Or
They
Geneva.
do cool stuff, but
They make skeleton Rolexes, but from factory there is no skeleton Rolexes, and
they just did their first open case back ever. So
Right.
like they're hinting at the fact that
Potentially.
they understand what
pretty cool.
they know what to do.
be sick.
And obviously it's not like no one was like, oh, Rolex doesn't know how to make an open case back, but like they did release one, which is cool, which tells me,
Well, I think that
dang it.
I think that the draw to skeleton watches, you know, falls more into that higher end of watchmaking because they like to go ahead and they finish every single piece in their movements, you know, whether you can see it or not.
Right.
And so whenever you have a skeleton watch, like obviously every single piece of the movement is finished, and that causes, you know, that to be even cooler than just seeing a movement, but seeing a truly a work of art, every single piece of the movement hand finished.
It's like
And you've got
beautifully.
a skeleton.
I
So
mean, that watch has
skeletons. You've got the jewels. Like I like, you know, the really cool rare APs that have like the jewel bezels. And I really like the offshores.
See, they're too big for me.
Yeah, and I really like the offshores.
But
I've
I
got
do
this
like
weird
them.
thing for offshores.
I think they're good looking
So
watches.
I think it covers like every box of like what I would want in a watch, and how creative and like fun I would like to get with having watches, like a fully open worked tourbillon. Like, you know,
That is probably one of my-
Rolex doesn't have a tourbillon.
No, which is so another thing that's
And it's
very
a very
interesting.
cool thing. I've never held one. I've never worn one, but to me, it's this like mystical watch. It's like, oh shit, like
It's like
that dude's got a tourbillon.
I was gonna say it's like the biggest like flex.
It's like so cool relative to like to you
And
know
it's
a
it's a
watch.
watch making flex. It's not like
Yeah.
a Richard Mille flex where it's
Right.
like it's just an expensive.
It's not just a
watch.
stupid fuck you money
Yeah.
flex.
It's like actually like
this is
watchmaking
badass.
perspective. It's
Right.
actually a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Which is I agree. That's cool.
So-
I agree with
AP. I think would be mine. Would be my watch brand of choice to sponsor me that I would wear specifically for the rest of my life.
okay. I'm making this an episode that we have to do.
Okay.
We're gonna go through. You're gonna pick we'll pick a number. 10 I think is a little aggressive.
Okay.
5. If basically we get the phone call that says you're sponsored by AP now, Joe.
Oh fuck! I love where this is going.
Great. Good
I love
for
where
you.
this is going.
You have to pick 5 watches now. The exact watch you want. It can be from any current watch we have, and we'll send them to you. What are your 5 watches? And that will be the prompt. And I'll do it for Rolex.
I love this.
And we'll see what's up.
I love that.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it's a cool idea because it is, first of all, that's a fun conversation to have for a bunch of reasons. One, because you're kind of like just imagining. It's like the classic, like, what's the first thing you're going to do if you win the lottery? Everyone has fun with that conversation, even though there's always that one person that's like, dude, it's never going to fucking happen. So why are we even talking about it? That person's not in this room.
Right.
For a reason.
100%.
So we can have the conversation, and it's kind of like a little manifestation, and it's kind of just like, it could happen to maybe someone, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rule it out.
No, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, personally, that's my thoughts, right? Like I would.
Well, we
I
can at
would
least
love-
buy those 5 watches. I know that.
Yeah.
This being sponsored is different.
5 watches.
Yeah.
5 watches. I'm in for that. Put that in our notes so we don't forget.
I'll do it right now.
Do it right now.
Yeah, we'll do it right now.
Also, while you're doing that, take a second and look at the camera. That's our
thumbnail.
That's our thumbnail. We just made a thumbnail.
We need to work on
I
that.
want to know. Yeah, we need to work on doing that. I want to know what other people would think, and if anybody's got like a crazy one that they would. What is the watch brand that you would want to be sponsored by that you would wear for the rest of your life? It can be.
And you can't wear anything else. That's the biggest thing. It can literally
be Citizen. It can be Seiko. It could be Grand Seiko. It could be Rolex, AP, Patek. It could be Vacheron. Or if you really want to get creative, it could be Louis Gerard.
This is your guy.
So Louis Gerard.
Are you saying that right?
I don't know.
It sounds cool.
Lois?
I'm hoping you are because it sounds
Louis Gerard.
Lois.
Lois.
What's that from? Family Guy?
Family Guy.
Yeah. Lois Gerard. Okay.
Louis Gerard.
We
Louis
will,
Gerard. They make very interesting watches. And
This isn't the Russian company, is it?
I have no idea if they're Russian.
The one that makes that Joker watch, the clown face watch. It's pretty cool.
If I had to guess, I'm going to go with they're Swiss.
Okay. That's a good guess in the watch world.
Yeah. I mean,
Pretty safe.
sorry. Yeah, if I had to guess, Swiss.
Right.
They
Good,
did
safe bet.
a collaboration with one of my favorite watch brands of all time.
Okay.
And that watch brand is Konstantin Shakin.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Are they Russian?
That is, I believe, Russian, and they're the ones who make the Joker,
They make the Joker.
which is a
They
really
make
cool watch. Where the strap,
nutty watches.
Yeah,
They
the
make
strap is the
absolutely
thing.
nutty watches.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's what I'm thinking of. I guess that's
Okay.
Wait, oh no, they make.
We're
it-
gonna
I think
we're gonna
they
put
make-
that right here just because I know you guys want to see this.
Just add
They
that to
make
our shared
nutty
album.
watches.
Yeah.
And
And the watchmaking's insane.
their
as well.
their watchmaking is incredible. They're damn near impossible to get. This is the Joker.
Yeah, and the strap. So like the strap on that watch continues the theme of the dial. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually makes
Yeah.
a Joker. Try to screenshot one of those so that you can see the strap.
Oh, they're all upside down.
Well, I'll just flip it.
Okay.
Yeah, who the Franklin is that photographer? Hey, bro,
It's not you.
was he hanging upside down?
Oh, here we go.
He got one right.
Bam. That was a good one.
That guy was taking
Okay.
a picture in the upside down.
So
world.
Konstantin Shakin, I would love to have a Konstantin Shakin watch.
Very cool watch.
One day, I probably will try and go down that route.
There's one for sale at Happy Jewelers.
Okay, so
That
they're,
watch.
they're unbelievably unusual. Like they look like faces. When I say the Duomitre, fuck, I need to make a reminder. Oh, I've dropped a lot of F-bombs this episode.
I'm gonna bleep him out.
Okay,
Well, you're gonna bleep him out.
I'm gonna bleep them out.
You're gonna go through and you're gonna find them and bleep
Yeah.
them.
My bad. Sorry. The Duomitre from JLC looks like a smiley face to me. These are kind of a play on that, and they are truly smiley faces and like faces. They
like
have
it's
faces on
designed.
the watches.
Right.
Now, the watches that I have put my name down on are these watches.
How you mean?
I am on the wait list for both of them.
How you mean?
How you mean?
What does that
is
mean? Let me see that.
They made 128 of each of them. They are roughly $5,000. The box set, which I missed the release, I was waiting and I was watching and I forgot about it.
So this is collab. This is a collab.
And
watch.
I forgot about it. And they did do the release. I could have bought them. The double release was released at like 7,600 francs, which I believe is roughly $9,000. Now you can get on the wait list for each of them separately.
You say get on wait lists.
Not coming in the box. Correct.
Like you can, we don't know. I don't know anyone that sells those, right? So explain that. What do you
Direct from manufacturer.
You just go on their website and you can order that watch.
On Lewis. Yep.
That's kind of interesting to me.
I'm not ordering it necessarily. I'm on the wait list for the watch.
Right, but is that like
There's a 30. The 39 is purple.
Compare that to walking into an AD at a Rolex or any AD and saying, I have, I'm expressing my interest in a Panda Daytona. And they say, well, it takes some time. They only make X amount, blah, blah, blah. What is the deal with this? Because, we've talked about this. You got to kind of build your rep with these people to get allocated these watches. It's just like any high-end good. So you're just a guy on a website, right?
If you want me to be completely honest with you, I was, really using like the buzzword and teaser of I'm on a wait list.
Right.
I have no clue how this is going to work.
But
I will show you the process right here.
Yeah, explain how it works.
I'm on their website. I click the link from.
Watch this.
You can screen record?
Yeah, do that. Screen record.
Okay.
And then talk through it, and we'll put the screen recording up at the same time.
Okay.
Because I want someone.
So I am on their website right now. Okay. And you will see this real time.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to show me. Just rip through it.
I am able to click join waitlist right here. I put in my information. I click submit, and I'm on the wait list. It's quite literally that's easy.
Interesting. See, like that's so interesting to me.
So these watches, as they just saw, are 4,000 CHF, and just so you can see, I can click join waitlist, and boom. I have no clue if I'll ever get an email or a call or anything.
I think we should look into that.
I'm on both.
You should look into it.
So there's only 178 pieces made.
That's what I'm saying. Like how
for each watch. There was 28 pieces made on the box set, which was this, but it's fully out of stock. It will not let you put your name on the wait list. So I do believe there's hope.
You know what
I don't know if it's probable, but it's probably just now they have my information in my email and they're gonna blast me the next time they make one.
Yeah, maybe.
I could buy this watch right now, limited edition to 99 pieces, off of their website. I have no clue. I have no clue about
not even 100 customers.
Correct. I have no clue about the quality. I have no clue about the watchmaking. All of this is stuff that that could be looked into. I do know that they did a collaboration with this guy, Alan Silverson, which is very, very interesting. They just do some really, really cool stuff. So if you're on Instagram, go to at.
We'll put it up.
Yep, we'll put it up. I will screenshot this. Lois Erard official. They got 40,000 followers, so don't follow the wrong one. But
that's not that many. So maybe it is possible to get that watch.
It is possible to get this watch. I do believe. I will say, I think that Teddy is an AD for them, which
he's killing it. I wonder if they're only going to make them based on there's a good strategy in the product space, running a business where, and I've tried this before. I failed, but when you're selling a product, you can do pre-orders to just simply see if it's worth your time to invest money into those products, right? So there's a chance they're using that as a audience gauge to see like, okay, you know, we had 150 people sign up. Maybe we should make 170 of these watches, but it's going to cost, we may have to raise money,
Right.
right? To do that. We may have to, you know, get a bigger manufacturing facility to make them. So it's a big risk from a business standpoint. If there's people out there genuinely interested, maybe we should justify taking the risk.
Well,
The fact they don't make you put any money down is
178
interesting.
of them times, I believe it's 5,000 US dollars is 890 grand.
Right.
Um,
It's a lot of money.
you know, that's a good chunk of change.
Yeah. But
So-
you don't have to pay to join, which is what throws me off. Because like the strategy that I did and where I learned it is you would do a pre-order. So people would pay something.
$100 deposit.
That way now I have working capital to go and make, you know, 178
I don't think
watches.
they have. I don't think they have a capital issue.
I would hope not. I mean,
Yeah.
they clearly have high stuff.
I believe they're a Swiss watchmaker. I believe they've been around for a while too.
Yeah.
Konstantin Scheichen, I don't know anything about him.
Me either, but I know he was at Watches
believe
and Wonders.
I
which
do
is
believe
cool.
this is a collaboration similar to like Swatch and Omega.
Mhm.
Obviously they are own common ownership, but I do believe that Konstantin Scheichen watches. That's the Joker looking watch that we put up on the screen a second ago. I do believe those are of very high quality and very high dollar.
I think they are too. Like very expensive.
Very high dollar.
Yeah.
And I believe they're more limited than these. These, I believe, are the watchmaking of this Lois Erard or Erard. I don't know how you say that.
I don't know that we're gonna figure
Lewis
it out.
Lois LE.
We'll see if
I
they
believe
have
that
a
LE.
video.
Yeah, I believe LE is of much lower quality watchmaking,
Mhm.
and they are using this other micro brand for the design specifically.
Mhm.
So the design on the watch is going to look like a Konstantin Scheichen,
And the
but the watch
watchmaking.
making and the movement on the back end is going to be a Louis Erard, which might not be as high quality, in my opinion. And I could be
Right.
completely wrong, but like that's like the moon swatches. Everybody's like,
Well, the
"Oh,
price, the price kind of backs
dude."
up.
It shows.
your
It would
thought.
say that.
Yeah, because
So I always look into price. I'm like, why is this not expensive? You know, because the
I'm
design, in my opinion, is badass.
it's very and it doesn't look like anything else.
No, the purple is a 39. The green, and it's like in the very outer bezel, you can see the color. The purple is a 39. The green is a 42. I think we should get
leather
them.
straps.
Yeah, but they're like badass leather straps.
Did
Like,
you
they're
get an
sweet.
email?
I probably did. Yes, I have not looked at my email.
Okay, that I'd be interested to see what that says.
Yeah,
Like, what if it's like, thanks for joining the waitlist, Joe?
you are number 160, and I would
Right.
be like, yo, I'm getting one.
Or if it's like, thanks for joining the waitlist, check out some of our other watches, then it screams like, man, it's just we're collecting your data.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we could dissect their process a little bit and try to see, because that's interesting.
I think they're collecting my data, but I also think that if I get the chance to get one of these, I'll probably call you and see if you'd want to do it because they look sick.
Yeah.
I think they're
I would need to touch and
I
feel.
think they're badass.
I need to touch and feel before spending anything more than like,
I don't know
when I
if this
put a
is something
number
that
on
we
that.
can touch and feel.
yeah.
I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah.
It's something that we should ask someone that's very well versed, which is going to lead me to the next topic. Is next week the week or no?
Of what?
Our first guest.
It should be. Yeah. I talked to them.
So our
yesterday.
next week.
We may have to film it at a different
On the
location,
topic.
but
Why?
yeah.
We'll just set up the chairs in here.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know. I'm not sure. I know we have plenty of room if we film it there. And just from a time perspective, long story short, I spoke with them. It might be easier if we just meet them before work or after work one day, as opposed to them like relocating here. I don't know. I would love to do it here, obviously, to keep everything sorted out, make sure we can like learn how we could get 4 people in here. So maybe we can do that this weekend. Like dial in this room. Someone's buying this couch. Actually, someone's buying this couch. So if you'd like to say your final goodbyes, this couch will not be here anymore.
This couch is awesome.
Yeah,
It's been good to us.
I've had this for quite some time.
yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be gone, and then we'll have the chair. So I guess we could do it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll try to sort that out. But that'll be fun. Guest episode. We may not be able to... This is the other thing I thought about. We may have to record... We have to do a unique thing. We may have to record 2 episodes.
Love that idea.
Because one with just us and one with them. Because we may have to, theirs may take some time to review. Like they may have to actually make sure everything's cool. That's all I'll say.
Everything's cool, man.
Yeah. Everything's cool with us.
You got a joint?
Yeah. What?
You're supposed to say no.
What'd you say?
It's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Dazed and Confused. He goes, hey, man, you got a joint? And he's like, nah, man. He's like, be a lot cooler if you did.
That's what that's from?
Yeah.
I've heard that a million times. I did not know where that's from.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused.
All right, we have to end this because
we gotta
have to go.
You've got to go.
Generate money until you guys start paying us something.
Actually, I'm just going to continue to generate money until we both continue to make money on here. And then as soon as we start making money on here, we're probably just going to give it all back to the community.
Well, 100%.
Which is going to be sick.
I would rather just, if we made 10 grand, I would buy a Rolex and give it away.
Dude, hell yes.
Which would be awesome.
Can I say, there's a lot of bleeps. I got a potty mouth.
You can say hell yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
You just can't say.
Well, I'm looking
beep.
Yeah, I'm looking
just
forward
a classic,
to this.
Like say a bunch of words. That's gonna be. Really
I think that, I think that the next episode that we do is gonna be our five watches from our specific.
That'll be the next one.
This is who's gonna sponsor us. This is the next one you see probably, and we're gonna have a guest on, and it's gonna be really, 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 really awesome. So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Enter in our giveaway. The book is cool. The book is all about different watch stories. We want to know your watch story so that you can win. And we need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're probably going to do the release whenever we hit maybe 100 subscribers. I believe we're at 83.
Yeah.
We're at 83 subscribers right now.
The goal, I would say, would be 100.
When we hit 100 subs,
we'll end it.
And
that
so
means
there's no
that
true timeline on this thing.
Yeah, and then that means that there's 100 potential people, right?
That's correct.
If our current subscribers send us their story and then our new people send us potential 100 people, which isn't that many, so there's a good chance of winning.
And I'm going to say do work can't win again.
No, previous guy can't win. Sorry, brother. So you can still send us your story, though.
Yeah. And this one's actually going to be more subjective. The last one was a random giveaway. Like we put the names into a random number generator online.
Yep.
And it just selected a name.
Yep.
And that was, what is it, Jason Paul?
I think that's his name.
Okay. I don't know if he wants me to say his full name or not.
Yeah, maybe bleep. I don't know.
Sorry.
He posted it.
Do work.
Sure.
DU work.
Sure.
He's the man. But this one is going to be what is our favorite story, and we'll try to come up with that, and we'll share that story, and hopefully we'll get that person on. But regardless, thank you for listening.
That's it.
We appreciate you. It's cool to see. We saw Darian.
Yeah.
We saw Darian at
we'll see if he's a true fan
on Friday night.
I know he's a fan, but I'll see if he's a true fan because this is gonna be the last. I don't know. Like this will be 40 some minutes in, 50 minutes in.
Yeah. Let's see if he'll
see this.
I'm gonna call him Big D because he's like.
You can't say that.
Why? He's like 6'5".
No.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, but you can't say
Big
that.
D.
No.
My dog.
No.
All right, Darian.
But yeah, we saw a real life subscriber out in the world.
Yeah,
and
he's the man.
He had on
so sick.
Congrats. He got himself looked like a Datejust, I believe. Nice. Black dial Datejust. And his lady friend had on a Sick to Sew PRX with the rose gold dial or the rose gold bezel, which is
very
cool watch.
Cool.
So nice little
very, very cool
watches in the wild interaction.
Yeah. That's awesome. I found out something heartbreaking. Just really quick while we close.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, share the show. The next minute doesn't really matter to you unless your name's Bryn Waller. She has a boyfriend.
Oh.
I know.
Well,
it's all right. I was listening to her podcast.
There's a goalie.
I was listening to, ironically,
he can't score.
No, I don't. Yeah. Goalies, I respect.
I respect goalies too, but I'm saying like sometimes they miss the shot. I'm joking.
So I was listening to her podcast with Malika.
No idea.
So it's called Killing Time, maybe.
We need to get her to collaborate with us.
I would love that.
Just be such a different audience.
So their most recent episode, or a couple of episodes ago, they were talking about Borgs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like this, like, Borgs and like old school Four Locos, but Borgs are blowing up. Yeah.
They're blowing up. Mickey, you could make a little subtle plug for your.
Yeah, go follow Borg Season at Borg Season.
We'll put it up on the screen.
Maybe we'll put it up on the screen. Maybe not. It's the end of the show. So go buy some shit.
Yeah.
That also helps the pod. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
We'll give you a discount code.
Yeah.
Of 0% off.
Right. All right. Thanks for watching.
See you, everybody.
Saw you. Good timing.
That was fun.
I really have to go.
I do too.